You are now listening to Asking for a Friend with TalkDoc, sharing insights through real, honest, and practical ways to improve your communication and relationships. Featuring your hosts, Dr. Pamela Kreiser, Meredith Edwards-Nagel, and Taylor Polindo.
All right, anyway, we're here, and I just need to talk about how you guys are all a bunch of liars. Specifically, these two women in front of me. Stop lying right now.
Wow. Can we stop?
No, I don't think so. And we're going to get into it.
We are going to get into it, yeah. So we're all a bunch of liars. Fantastic.
Pants on fire.
That's right.
Nobody? No takers? Okay. Bueller?
I liked it.
All right.
So why do you say we're all liars?
Oh, I don't know if I've ever interacted with a person that isn't human. And
Or to lie is human.
I know that Taylor that's going to just irk her at her core.
Okay, no, this is crazy because we think about this topic all week long, and I'm a massive liar, a huge liar.
No,
this
you are
person
not.
who loves honesty. No, absolutely I am. And it's crazy how often people lie.
Yeah.
I talked to my spouse about it, and I said, they say we lie. I can't remember the number in between couples, but it was like every 10 minutes people are lying
Yeah.
in conversation.
Yeah. They're saying...
I don't understand that. What are we lying about?
I found it. 3 lies every 10 minutes of conversation is the
That's what it
average
was.
rate in one of the studies we saw.
That's wild.
That
But
seems really high.
when you look at all of the angles of lying, not just a straightforward lie, that I don't think I do all the time. But when we get into what lying is, yeah, I think I'm a massive liar.
So the category's bigger than we're saying just regular lies. It's the full category of lies.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, so there's some stats.
Yeah.
So we
Hit us
had
with them.
3 lies for every 10 minutes, which is crazy. Some people report in a different study that they have 0 to 2 lies per day.
Yeah.
So that's way
That's more reasonable.
It probably
But
comes down to how you classify it for sure.
And how you spend your time. If you're in the workplace, if you're in sales, you're complimenting people all the time, you're lying. Let's be honest. It depends on what your job is,
Yeah.
how many people you're interacting with. Remember school, group projects? Oh, no, yeah, that's a great idea. Lie. Like,
Damn.
let's be honest. Come on.
That's so good, Taylor. I love it.
I thought it was interesting that we lie. It says 79% of lies are told face to face, where the 21% were mediated. What does that mean?
Through another person or through another device. So maybe texting or email, or it's through a different medium.
Okay. But
So-
the who we lie to, the statistics on that, 51% to friends, 21% to family, 11% to school or business colleagues, 9 to strangers, 8.5 to casual acquaintances. I feel like that adds up.
Really?
Family
I
and
thought-
friends first.
I thought family would be higher.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I was like, that seemed low.
But they maybe know you a little bit better. They know when you're lying.
Yeah, but I was thinking like little things, like when my husband would call me on the way home from work and be like, oh, like, where are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm just like 1 exit away. And I'm definitely 2 or 3. Just like things like that. I don't know.
Okay, I have to talk about this. So my husband is famous for saying I'm on my way. Now, we have an app that's associated with our car, and I can see he is not on his way. The car is not moving. And on your way is not getting your keys to about to leave. You're not,
It's not?
on your way.
No, you're in the car with your seatbelt on and you're about to put the car in reverse. That's when I text you. I'm on my way.
Oh, you were
The car
accurate.
has to be moving. No, the car has to be moving.
Texting and driving? Okay.
Yeah, promote that.
No, I have trouble with the I'm on my way because I'll look up on the app and be like, really? That's fascinating.
No, I agree with you on that one.
Do you just
But-
screenshot the car and not in motion and send it? Like, really?
But that's why I think that we lie more to friends versus family. We care maybe a little bit more about being softer to them. That's why I thought family, you wouldn't lie as much to, because I'm not going to coddle my family as much as I totally would a friend.
I disagree with that though, because I think if you have some family that you have to coddle or be a certain way around, that you're like, oh, this person will explode if I don't act like this, or this person will cry extra hard. You're catering to like the most sensitive in whatever degree that direction is. I feel that way. I do a lot of omission of truth with some of these people in my family because I don't want to deal with it.
We're going to get to omission. So I hold on. I got to back up Teighlor on this. I think she's right about the family friend distinction, because remember, our family is our non-voluntary relationships and our friends are the ones we pick. They're voluntary. You don't pick your family. You just get them. And so what happens a lot of times is you might say something to that family member because of that perception of permanence that you would never say to a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that perception of permanence is really key. That is like a huge point in this subject.
Yeah. So you're like, I can't do anything to hurt the relationship, so I don't have to be as careful. That kind of supports Teighlor, I think, your point of view, that would use this more with friends as a way to save the relationship pain or awkwardness or whatever, right?
Yeah. I recognize in my own life I'm much more gentle and would phrase things very differently to my friends than my family. Sorry, family.
I have felt that from a little sister I have before. Much gentler with the friends than the big sister.
So I've got some examples of common lies that are told.
Okay.
Now, this doesn't mean if you said it today that you're a liar, but it also might mean you're a liar. So there's that. Wow. I know.
This is a ruthless episode.
It's ruthless, yeah. So let's do a few of them. I'm fine.
Best one, hands down.
No, the next one's I'm on my way. Thank you. Here's a brutal one. Nice to see you.
Oh. Look on your face was so wrong. Like you said that before.
Ooh, nice to see you. Oh, boy. I was going to say that. My phone died. This one I really love. I only had one beer.
Oh.
Okay.
Let's see. What else do we have? I never got the message.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, went to my junk box. Oh, I didn't see that.
I'll call you right back.
Dang, I've done that.
I have no idea where it is. I have a headache, and I would never lie to you.
Oh, I would never lie to you. That's good. Wait, I have a question, though. Some distinction on those. What was the third to last one you said? I'll call you right back. With something like that, what if your intention is to call them right back? So at the moment, that's not a lie. And then something happened. No, but not even with that excuse, because sometimes that's a bad one. But isn't a big part of this the intent behind it?
Yes.
Because if you say, oh, I'm going to call you right back, and then someone walks in.
It literally happened to me this week. I told somebody to call it back, and I was like, oh, poop on the floor. Oh, no. I was like, oh, let me do this. Oh, let me clean up this now that I'm doing that. And it was like 40 minutes later. Whoops.
So it was a lie, but when you said it, it wasn't a lie.
Yeah, and that is a great distinction. So really, these are when you're not intending that thing, intending to do the opposite
like
thing,
you don't mean
haven't done it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
But sometimes you speak truth and then it becomes a lie because life happens.
Yeah, I don't know that it even becomes a lie. I think it just becomes lack of follow through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think that would be a lie.
Because that was say I'll call you back and they have no intention of calling you back. There we go.
Yeah. I'll confess to some of those. Oh, yeah, let's totally make plans.
Look forward to seeing you again soon.
We'll set something up. And I'm like, I'm never going to set anything up. We know it. We know we're never going to see each other.
There's a name for that.
Okay.
Mutual pretense. Mutual pretense is where both parties have no intention of following through on the thing that we're mutually going to have pretense about or false agreement about. We should have dinner. We should have dinner. Couples. We should all go to dinner.
Totally. Let's set that up.
That raised tone of voice.
Right? We should get together sometimes with the kids. So, yeah.
Oh, man.
Mutual pretense. So a form of lying we weren't even going to talk about, but I guess it really is lying because
that's a happy lie. Both people
what if it's not mutual? What if it's
then
just one-sided?
That's a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, question. Why do people lie?
Yeah. Got to be several reasons.
Yes. To protect yourself, whether it's protection or to look good, like the saving of face. Like that's like initial go-to.
And I think most people would say to protect someone else. I think that would be their excuse as to why it's okay. Save their feelings, help them. Oh, telling you would have just hurt you. There's no point in hurting you.
And what's interesting about both of those things is when you talk to people about their lying behavior, they definitely say it's always for the other person. But what our research shows is it's most likely not for the other person. It's far more for the speaker. So the motive is far more about protecting the speaker than it is about the receiver, even though we say we're worried about the receiver, if you ask us. So this study that we have in front of us says that people lie for different reasons, 21% to avoid others, 20% as humor. I don't know if I buy that. I'll just say it was a joke. There's people that do that. I was just joking. And that's like their excuse for everything. Nah.
Weak.
14% to protect oneself. I would put that at 50%.
Yeah.
13% to impress or appear more favorable, so protect face. 11% to protect the other person. 9% for personal benefit. 5% to benefit the other person. 2% to hurt the other person. And unspecified.
I'm surprised there's nothing in there with percentages about confusing somebody. Sometimes people, I think, lie to confuse a part of a story, and then you're like, wait, what's true? It's left with the person listening trying to figure that out.
Oh, we're going to get there.
I know.
We're going to get there. So good.
I want a clear definition of what we're talking about.
Okay.
Give me a parameter, because lying, there's just so many facets to it.
Yeah. We decided to break it into 2 episodes. And this episode, we're going to talk about, white lies, omission, and equivocation. So we got some fancy words today.
Write them down, people. Write them down. White lies, omission, and equivocate.
Meredith, they're already liars, so they already know how to do it.
Well, touche.
Okay, so starting with what is a lie. When we're talking about a definition for lying, we're saying a lie is a deliberate act of deception. So that's a lie.
Okay.
That's the regular lie. Intentionally conveying false information with the intent to mislead or create a false impression. Lies can take various forms. We do it to protect ourselves, to minimize bad consequences, etc., to maintain harmony, whatever. Okay. So the key thing we want to talk about is deliberate and deception. So it means you mean to do it.
So if you don't mean to and you're just wrong and you spread wrong information, that's not what we're talking about today.
Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
All right.
But also be honest with yourself. I feel like a lot of people are like, I didn't mean to. Like, get it together.
We're AFAF
Deceiver.
is calling you out. We're calling you out. So the thing we want to say about this episode, we're going to cover white lies, omission, and equivocation. They're all lies. They're just differently appearing lies. So I think there's the big bad lies, and we could probably think about those where we give out false information or characterize something that maybe didn't happen or did happen that we claim didn't happen. Yeah, there's all the regular lying. But then we have this first one that we like to call a white lie. Its other name is a benevolent lie. So we stick that little word in front of it to make us feel just a little better about doing it.
Yeah.
These are the ones that seem innocent on the onset, right? Like they have this way about them.
Yeah. The thing people say is it's because I had a good intention. So I deliberately did it. I protect myself by saying I did it for you or for us.
Okay. This is where I think I'm a bad liar. I think I've done this a lot.
Okay.
I want to hear more about this. I want to hear more about this part of Teighlor.
Okay, so you know how I feel about honesty, but do you know how I feel about rudeness?
Yes.
You hate it.
And if you want to not be rude, sometimes you can't be honest.
You're so conflicted.
A gift, you receive a gift. No one wants to hear what you think. If
you love that gift.
Food,
you love that gift.
You try. I'm the pickiest eater. I don't like most foods, but I'm not going to tell you that. Wow, you made something. I'm impressed by that feat alone. So I can't be rude.
Harsh.
No, that's because Teighlor doesn't cook.
That's because I cook zero things. So I'm so impressed that you even just made something. Who cares if it tastes good or is edible? And I will give you a compliment. And it's a lie.
Okay, so the lie is when you say something that literally mismatches with what you think or feel.
Yes.
Someone gives your kid a gift and you just think it's so great that they got that for your kid. You're just so happy.
Or if they already had it, didn't you always feel so bad? And they always ask you like, oh, do you already have one of those?
No.
No.
So that's regular lying.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not why.
So that's regular lying. Okay, so this one's a little more nuanced.
Okay.
So the white lies are typically to spare someone's feelings or avoid conflict.
I just like that Taylor's a regular liar. I just had to take a moment for that.
I do like that too. Okay, so what happens is when we tell these white lies, we are actually lying. We just make it look a little better.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into that
Right?
more.
So we're going to make it look a little better. Most people think of white lies or benevolent lies as I'm doing it for the receiver because I don't want them to feel bad. We like to think we're helping out the other person, but really we're actually achieving our own goal more than we're helping the other person. So let's talk about some examples.
Yes.
Okay, so your friend invites you to the art exhibit and asks their opinion on the painting.
Beautiful.
So specific too.
She lies so quickly.
Oh my gosh, you made me think of a
quickly.
white lie. You should make me think of a white that I just did this week about this book.
Join the club, Meredith. Tell us.
Tell us.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
It was one of my family members that made something that you eat. I have to be vague about this. And asked me how I liked it. And I said, it was delicious. And it was in the trash.
Oh.
I felt so bad. And I confessed that I said delicious to my husband, who said, at least just say thank you and leave it at that. He's like, why'd you have to go add that it was delicious?
Yeah.
It's like, why don't I froze? I freaked out. Okay, sorry, wait. So we're imagining our friend invited us to an art exhibition.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's my painting. And you don't like it.
Wow.
Go, Taylor.
There's no lie right there. Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, we're going to get into that response.
Okay, so instead of saying how you really feel, what?
Okay.
Instead of saying, I hate it, it's ugly.
Because we're not rude.
I mean, who knew we had the dynamic tension of rude versus lying? Like, this is good. So instead I say, I love the unique use of colors. It really speaks to me.
It says something.
It says, I'm ugly.
Oh my God. That was one of my favorite moments of knowing you. Okay.
Okay, so we got another one. Meredith, I want you to do this one. You've been invited to a dinner party, and they've made considerable effort to cook this homemade food for you.
Love it.
It doesn't meet your expectations. You say,
This is delicious. I would just say, nod my head.
wow. Okay.
I think we're just straightforward liars then. We're not.
We're all showing that we're very good at this.
You're a great chef.
Oh, goodness. Besides the fact that it's lying, is some of these really trigger possible future behavior that's going to be really hard to manage.
This is why
It's like, I made the food you love, and I keep
I
bringing it
know.
over.
This is why my husband said, don't say it's delicious. You're going to get it again. So
Okay,
my
so-
white lie is actually going to hurt me in the near
Wait.
future.
Okay, so if we take a step back, are we really trying to not lie? Like, I feel so special and thought of, and just not.
Leave it at that.
That's not a white lie.
Right, there's no
Yeah.
lie in that, right?
No.
I thought about this a lot because I do really attempt to not straightforward lie.
You're a regular liar. Just get over it.
But with my kids, I'm very adamant about not lying with my kids. I have heard that it is important to praise them, not on like, good job, that you did great, that kind of stuff, but be more specific. And when you have to do that, I have to be honest. I have to find things, or at least I try to. So when he shows me art, I'm not just like, wow, great job, bud, or that's the best art I've ever seen. I say, wow, I really like how
that's
you.
an ugly clown. Like, why'd you draw that clown? It's
No,
ugly.
it's challenging, but I'll say, I love how you use different colors here. Look at the work you put in. You were really patient right here. I can tell you tried to keep it in the lines or whatever it is. But I will pick out specifics. They say it's important to compliment on specific things. instead of just that's the best, you're the best, good job. When
Or
you
you just get really good at communicating. Is that what we're trying to teach people here?
like, you find the truth. You find the truth in what can you actually say.
Which is not lying.
Right.
Yeah.
We're
I
going.
love that Taylor's dislike for lying and rudeness is just let her to just move straight into like, we can't do this anymore. Let's just know how to not. We got to tell the truth, people. You can't even get through the first example. You have to get into
No.
I love it. All right. Should we do another example on white lies?
So you get a gift.
Oh, God.
And this is
the worst.
such an interesting thing. Gift giving is really interesting with families on holidays, or maybe you have a shower for a baby coming or whatever, and you're the person being honored, and everyone's listening to each thing you say. And I would think that there might be some lies there.
This is why I don't like to open gifts at those types of
Yeah.
events. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the spot.
So here's the white lie. Instead of expressing your true feelings, wow, that's exactly what I needed. I love it. And the lie is, I love it. Why do we tell this lie? We tell this lie to keep down the hurt feelings.
Yeah.
Or have people feel good, or maybe even in a public display like that, have people feel good about the event, maybe.
Yeah. That one I can see can be a lot about not wanting to like hurt another person or.
Yeah, but I still
Especially-
I still really think, though, people are protecting themselves largely.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of
think
people will
about-
say, I'm going to do a white lie because I want to protect you.
But think about a person that doesn't white lie when someone makes something good at the table. Have you ever heard someone say they don't like something and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, they're rude.
No. I don't think my sister will care. I told this story. She brought a boyfriend over once that said he didn't want to eat something. So he said, it's just not my favorite. And then we were like, oh,
Red flag.
yes. Your first time, you're going to diss something delicious? Okay.
No.
I went to a dinner party and I took dessert and it was bad. And I ate it and I was like, this is bad. But one of the members was like going on and on about how bad it was. And his husband is like kicking him under the table, like, shut up. You don't need to rub it in her face. And he should have just lied. I knew it was bad. Come on.
Okay, hang on.
So now you
Taylor-
want people to lie.
Yeah, not be rude.
She's
Come
a
on.
lying advocate.
I know.
It's what's that rule? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. Although Meredith taught me sometimes not saying something is just as mean.
Oh, scary.
Do you remember that?
Sounds like we're going
I
to have
remember
an
we've talked
episode on
about this.
rudeness.
We've talked about this before.
But yeah. But what are we supposed to do? Just not say anything then?
We have two more options that we're going to explore.
Yeah. Let's go to
Omission, and we have equivocation.
Okay.
Omission is one that I think we could easily identify, which is just leaving out information.
Yeah.
We still think it's deception, and we're deceiving in that we are manipulating the perception. So when I leave out information, I know you don't have that information to form an accurate perception. So I'm leaving it out intentionally to alter your perception.
That's all I think of when I think of this one.
Oh, really? I think of kids coddling divorced parents. You can't share everything about your great weekend because you're like,
Oh,
That's a good one.
you know, I really
It's a really
think
good
about
example.
kids put in the middle a lot on this one. And sometimes omission is your best friend.
Wow, that's a really good observation.
Yeah, that's interesting. So that essentially helps the child stay out of the conflict between mom and dad, or
Because the mom or dad will then express, oh, well, Mary, you've talked about this. I wish I could afford to do that for you. I wish I could, you know, be the Disneyland parent, or I wish I could. Oh, isn't it so nice they get to,
Yeah, and then you feel guilty for
Whatever
having a
it
good
is.
time.
homework.
yeah, don't share much.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
Gosh,
interesting.
that was a really good example. My mind didn't go there with that one, but yeah, it
Yeah,
makes you
it's
realize.
really
And
good.
as an adult, realizing if you are listening and you are separated and have kids at home, like trying to create space for these kids not to practice omission, basically. Whatever
That's
that
it.
becomes.
That example, though, is really powerful. In that dynamic of a divorce situation, you have often the children are on the lower side of the power structure. So omission is self-preservation on some level.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do that because I need to stay out of this negative place where I'm going to automatically be blamed or punished or receive a reaction that's meant for this other person.
Yeah, but you get it.
Yeah. Not that we're advocating lying on this, but it sounds like we are a little bit in some.
I feel
Well,
like
we
I
started
am.
knowing we were all liars, the three of us.
Yeah,
So.
I guess there's that. So let's talk about a couple of examples for omission.
Okay.
Remember, you're manipulating the perception of the other party. So if I have a surprise party that I'm throwing for Teighlor, and Teighlor asks me what I'm doing this weekend, I'm probably going to omit anything that would give her a clue that surprise party's coming. So maybe it's not always bad. It's still deception, though.
Yeah.
So bad because I heard this example and I was like, oh my God, I love surprising people. And I loved lying to my husband when I did surprises for him. It was so much fun.
I feel like it doesn't count if it's a gift to someone.
I love that so far Teighlor doesn't like lying, but does it. But then is just a regular liar. But then is now promoting a new kind of lying. I've revealed a whole new truth
week.
about
Can I
you.
just tell you guys? It's been very difficult.
That's so funny. I love
All right,
it.
let's get into another one.
I could see omission being something we would do in the workplace,
Yeah.
where we might omit something because we know the team failed to do it, or we know that it'll make the boss mad, or I think power, again, maybe plays a role here too. That when you're the lower power person in that situation, omitting is like in the divorce triangle, it's self-preservation.
Yeah. Sometimes people do it to have their friends back. I feel like I have a problem with that sometimes when they omit information because their friend is doing something unfavorable. They think of it as a loyalty thing.
Or even like a dating situation. You omit things about somebody that you're dating to your friends because it could make them look bad, even though...
Yeah, people do that a lot with their partners, right?
Oh, yeah, I've done it.
So you're saying they ask for feedback on the new dating partner?
They don't share stuff because they don't
omit.
want you to have a bad perception of that.
Yeah, I
dating
think this is
person
that
you're dating.
little bits of deception of if I told just the good things, then it does a couple things. One, it keeps you seeing this person in a good light, which is deceiving, not giving me the whole picture. But also, if I'm saying just these good things, then I become more sure of my decision and proud of my decision and stuck in my way about it because then I'm telling good things about somebody. So then this is a good choice that I'm making, knowing that I'm not in the back of my head saying these things that are, if you want to go back to our episodes about flags, about dating people.
Yeah,
that
was a flag. That was a flag if you can't share those things with your friends. And as a friend, I'll tell you what that does because I've had many friends do that to me. I don't believe my friends now when they talk about their relationships. I'm just waiting for it to end and then I'll hear the truth.
Yeah.
And I've had a few friends do that to me. I just don't believe them anymore. So I just keep waiting.
Also, if you're that person, forgiveness happens. Teighlor forgives me. We can all move on. Just get through it. Stop lying.
But when you did that, then you stopped lying to yourself and then you were able to be honest with your friends and family after.
Right.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into equivocation.
Yes.
Okay.
This is
The
one of my
beast.
favorite terms
This
to
one,
talk about. Equivocation, they say, is a more intricate form of deception, and that is because you're technically not lying.
Right.
So you are purposefully ambiguous so that you can mislead without technically lying. And you do this dance between truth and false so that you can leave the listener with a sense of uncertainty, forcing them to make the choice of what you meant by that thing.
This is that confusion I was talking about earlier. This is nasty to me.
Oh, I think this is clever.
Ooh, you are such a regular liar.
I think this is really clever because if people really wanted to know what you think, they'd straight up ask you. And if they didn't get the answer they wanted, they'd ask you again. But if they're okay with this ambiguous answer, they didn't really care.
Really? But I think the person doing this could also be doing this on purpose. Maybe I'm doing
Yeah, of course
the
they
ambiguous
are.
language because I don't want you to get to the truth. I want to leave you with that sense of uncertainty. I like that.
Yes. But you do it so that you get out of the responsibility.
Yeah.
So when I say, do you like this dress that I'm wearing? What you really think is it's the ugliest thing you have ever seen, or that I look terrible in it, right? But you say, that is so unique. I haven't seen anything like that. And that leaves me to be like, oh, So maybe they like it because it's so unique.
And if you really wanted to know, wouldn't you say unique in a good way or unique in a bad way?
Well, that
Or what do you
depends
mean
who
by unique? If they really wanted to know, I feel like they would push it. And if they don't, okay, I got an answer. I'm good.
Or I don't think so. Because what if your mind is more prone? What if, just in this exact example, what if I hear that from my dating person or partner or whatever, and my first gut is to go to insecurity or to not a good place, whether it's based on the type of relationship I'm in, the person, or just how I feel about myself. And then I just go to that and I don't ask because I'm just receiving the message like that, period. End of the story.
I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Because I think you also have the dance of Taylor's example. Will they be honest with you when you say unique good or unique bad? Because what are you doing? You're going back to say, will you choose a white lie now?
Yeah.
I'm going to clarify your ambiguous equivocation.
I'm going to clarify your ambiguous equivocation. I just love that sentence. I love it.
It's just my world.
I know,
It's
and we live in it. I love it.
So I'm going to clarify your ambiguous equivocation and force you. Will you lie to me or will you not lie to me?
Yeah.
And you say, oh, good, of course. I called you on it.
Yeah.
So it depends on the person. I know a couple of girlfriends that will also go the other way and say, actually, not good, unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just depends who it is.
Yeah.
Because you have those people in your life that you can actually say things like that.
Yeah.
So let's break down kind of the design of equivocal versus not equivocal. And the big thing you want to think about is there's true and there's false, and there's ambiguous and there's clear, right? So that kind of creates 4 boxes, right?
Okay. I like the visual.
So when I show you my new car, and it is this broken down used car, but I am so proud of it. I brought it over. I just bought it. If we did the clear and false box, you would say, that's a beautiful car. I love it. You don't think that, and it's very clear.
And clear is like a way of saying direct, right?
So remember, equivocal is ambiguous, so unclear.
Yeah.
And clear is the opposite. So I could say, I absolutely love it. It's amazing. That would be clear and false, because I don't think that. Clear and true would be, ooh, not my kind of car. Don't really like the color. Don't really think it really has a nice style. Looks beat up.
Taylor's version of honesty, which she's not very good at, but we love it.
So clear and
Because
true.
it's rude.
No, but it's not a lie because it's true. And you're being clear. So let's get into the equivocal. Let's do equivocal and false.
Okay.
I can say, thanks for showing it to me. I can't wait to borrow it.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm not going to ever ask you to loan your car to me. So it's false, but it's equivocal in that I don't know what you mean by all that. So let's go to the true equivocal message, which is true and equivocal. So what does that mean? Just breaking it down. That means it's true and ambiguous. So I say, what an unusual car. I've never seen anything like it.
And that's the sweet
Or what
spot
a unique
right there.
Yeah. And that
to me is the most deceptive one.
It is deceptive.
The most of all of those 4 choices, and
But it's
Taylor
not
said
rude.
is the sweet spot.
It's not rude. How is it a lie? I've never seen anything like it. That's not a lie. I've never seen a piece of shit that.
But you're really trying to say something that's true and confusing to somebody.
No, that's the
On
truth. You're
purpose.
trying to say
That's
what you really think without hurting anyone's feelings.
No, that's not. It's not. It's to leave out, to make someone feel confused. That's what this is.
yes. You're intentionally being vague.
Yeah.
And you're being vague so that you can have the benefit of not technically lying.
I am scared of you, Taylor.
Did you hear that? Not technically lying.
The sweet spot for Taylor is clearly deceiving.
Let's do a couple other examples. Okay, let's say you're on a job interview, which I think is where some lies are going to be told. And somebody says in the interview, do you know this software program? You can say something true, but also equivocal. I have a basic understanding of it. What does that mean?
I've heard of it on the interweb.
No, but equivocation might allow you to navigate the question without lying that you don't have proficiency. It doesn't say whether you're proficient. You have a basic understanding. So you've opened the package and loaded it onto your computer.
Yeah.
Wait. What's the sweet spot for you? You want to lie or you want to be rude? What is your sweet spot?
I'm not thinking of sweet spots for lying to people. I don't know why.
You have to pick one. Which one are you going to pick?
Why do I have to pick one?
There were 4 options. I want an A, B, C, or D from Meredith.
Okay, I'll
She's
do
not
this.
going to tell the truth clearly and say I hate
guess
it.
No,
So hold on.
that's not true. That's not
Wait,
true. It
we know
depends.
the-
Oh, I'd go clear true if I'm close to the person, for sure. If it's a good relationship. Clear false, definitely. Clear false.
Just going to outright bold lie.
Oh, yeah. At least I'm not confusing and messing with
Your
people's
sweet
minds.
spot
You
is
psycho.
saying no, but her sweet spot is saying untrue things.
Yeah, I'm just going to lie to you. If I'm going to lie, I might as well just do it.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise,
delicious.
I'm going to.
Okay.
Yeah, or I'm
you're
just going to tell you nasty.
Yeah, but you're getting those brownies over and over for the rest of your life.
I know this is an actual example of my life, and I am really nervous about it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What if I
Dr.
just
K.
keep lying and say the first time you made it, it was just, I don't know, it was just
Make up an allergy. Let's just be honest.
So another lie.
Yeah. You're already committed.
oh my gosh. Remind me to tell you this actual full story when we're not recording a
Yeah.
podcast.
Wait, Dr. K,
Yeah.
what do you suggest then?
I don't know if I would say I have a suggestion. I think it's more about all the different choices that you and I have. I like to believe in truth.
Yeah.
I also understand the tension between truth and rudeness that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I also think that communication is contextual. So there are some things that you and I could say that in certain contexts are going to be just a mess.
Yeah.
When I'm at a funeral, I might equivocate or
Yeah.
I might white lie because I'm not going to tell you your casserole's terrible at the funeral.
Yeah.
That's just not a good context to do that in. And I don't want to say that I don't lie because I think we all do. And I think the other thing that I would say is I probably would say Taylor's correct, that I would favor option 1 as well. So you won.
See, you two are scaring me because my lesson from this is look out for the confusing deceiver in your life. And it's the two of you.
But I think you're putting like a really negative intent on it. Like they're
I am,
like, I'm
definitely.
trying to confuse you. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to confuse you. I'm trying to get out of, why would you ask me this question? What do I think about it? I was asked today what I think about something. Like, you don't care what I think about it. Don't ask me that. I'm not trying to confuse you on purpose just to be confusing.
Where I'm coming from is experience with people that do this type of lying to leave you in a state of, like, what do you mean? I'm constantly wondering what you
Yeah.
mean. And it's never clear.
That sounds delicious. Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like, nothing is ever clear. And I feel like that bothers me.
Yeah.
At least if you're going to lie, just do a good job at it or tell me the truth. No?
No. Okay. We're all over the place on this one.
Wow. Okay, do a good job at it.
Lie
Okay.
to me. Don't
All right,
lie,
so
but
let's-
don't be rude.
Yeah.
So there was a
Anyway.
study that I thought was interesting related to this idea by Metz, and Metz looked at college students who were turning down unwanted sexual overtures.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
in the study, the majority of the students chose a diplomatic reaction versus anything else. So instead of saying, I'm not attracted to you sexually, more of them chose, I just don't think I'm ready for this right now.
I don't like this one at all.
I'm not ready for this. That's intentionally vague. I don't know what that means.
So you could be ready in the future? Or...
I know. The right
Yeah.
now is what throws you. Just say, I don't see us together.
So now she's going for rude.
I know.
No, I don't think that's rude. I think with these kinds of relationships, you have to be honest because you don't help anyone. You don't help anyone to give them false hope right now. Sounds like maybe later then. And you don't help them if there is something that you didn't like. I don't think that's a problem to say it because they either can be aware and change something if they don't like it too, or they're like, oh, screw you. I love that about myself and I'm going to find someone who likes that. I get so bothered by my friends when they tell me how they shut people down or how they've been shut down because it literally helps no one if it's ambiguous like that.
So now she's
Not in favor of ambiguity.
she was, and now she's not.
I could see why I relate with this, but that's hard. That's hard. Especially, I just think, especially as a woman, like in my experience, you're like, oh, just those feelings of not wanting to make them feel rejected. But you're right, though. I look back at the ambiguous messages I sent, and it was just not fair to either side.
There's a series of studies done that had people in these experiments, they had to pick between a face-saving lie, telling the truth, or equivocating.
They had to pick between these choices.
Yeah. So
Face-saving, telling the truth, or equivocation.
that's right.
Okay.
Okay, so here's how it turned out. 6% chose to lie. 3 to 4% chose the hurtful truth. 90% chose equivocation.
Whoa.
90. So the conclusion
Taylor's
was,
evil laugh is disturbing me on this episode.
So the conclusion of the researchers was that people say they prefer telling the truth to equivocating, but given the choice, they finesse it.
Yeah.
Wow. You shisty mofos. I'm in shock.
Yeah. It's a good thing to analyze, and it's a good thing to understand how it operates. And maybe one of the lessons is when you face equivocation, you want to choose whether to clarify that or not, knowing that it might be clarified into the clear boxes as clearly true or clearly false by that other person's response. So Meredith will tell you it's delicious, and Teighlor will tell you it sucks when the ambiguity is forced for clarity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. Gosh, this gets me like really curious about talking more about lies and
Yeah.
what else we have coming too.
So we have another episode coming up. So our next one on lies is about exaggeration, deception, and confabulations.
And if you want to even know what those words mean, come visit.
It's a plan.
I love it.
Once again, thank you for joining us today. Please remember to rate, share, and subscribe to our podcast. And thank you for listening to Asking for a Friend.
Let us know what you thought of the episode. Our email is hello@afafpodcast.com. This show is for educational purposes only and is copyrighted. Written permission must be granted before syndication or rebroadcasting. Thanks for listening to Asking for a Friend with TalkDoc.